Previously on New Crits on the Block.
One by one, the giants walk to the fire, say a few words, then toss an item into the flames.
My regret is that I left Mal behind.
I'm going to take something out of my pocket. I'm going to whisper, and I'm going to throw it in the fire.
He actually feels some of the padding from his plate mail, and he kind of takes that and kind of yanks it off. I should have trusted her. I should have trusted you, my closest friend.
He feels something he's been carrying on him this whole time. It's this little piece of string. I wish I could have saved him.
So as Awen walks away from the fire, everyone else, most of the other giants are already done. Like a few other ones walk up and say their words and walk away. And after everyone does it, Grotor walks up to the fire and turns around and like stares everyone down.
Now that our regrets are gone, we can die free.
And you see everyone raise their tankards.
Skull.
And the second he says that, the mood in the room completely changes from sour, like downtrodden, to everyone like cheersing and laughing together and reminiscing of like old battles. And Grotor kind of walks over to you, Awen.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Why? Why do you ask, friend?
He looks over to the other party members and like,
you look like you were going to,
he puts his hand on his eye and like does a little teardrop thing. He's like,
cry.
What, me?
Yes.
No. It was proximity to the smoke, obviously. It's very dry up here.
The sage does that.
Right. Well, it's a dry environment. This harsh cold. It's scathing to the eyeball.
Well, you can go to the water basin and splash some water on your face.
No, I don't want to. I'm fine. I said my regret as was deemed necessary for this whole thing, and I did it.
Okay.
and he just kind of walks over and walks away. The fire from the pyre roars up. All the other flames snuff out as it grows and twists up to the ceiling. And right before it hits the ceiling, you see it shift into this bird as it flies around the room, encircling everybody, and then crashes into the floor right in front of the front door. Light explodes out, blinding anyone that was looking at it. And as you finally start to gain your vision back, as you finally start to see color, you see a humanoid figure starting to stand up of complete fire. And Boral, you would remember this figure. It's Kerrigan, because it looks almost identical to the vision you had. And there's no features on it. It's just twisting flames, but you could just kind of make out like a face that's just kind of twisting and moving. You can just kind of make out a torso as it stands up, and you just hear a loud booming voice echo through the long hall. So, we need a chat. And he looks over to Boral. Oh, you're here. Perfect. This will be easy then. One last chance. Either give up and surrender, or all of you die.
You're going to just hear a plank from the back of the room.
Okay.
I'm going to roll a 4 plus, so 16 to hit. I'm just shooting an arrow off at him. I don't even care if it hits him or not, to be honest.
You shoot this arrow, and because it's just like pure wind, as it goes, you can see it just gets sucked up into the flames and just dissipates as it comes to him. And you see him look up.
I'm gonna duck behind the giant's leg.
You hand your bow to the giant.
Like, here, take this.
What? Why? Oh.
Oh, nice shot, big man.
You just hear this booming laughter. That was cute.
I'm gonna shoot another one. I'm just kidding.
He looks out amongst the crowd. So you all know you're going to die, right? Like, this is pointless. We have hundreds, maybe even 1,000 or 2 people.
I don't know how to count. It doesn't matter.
Marching.
I failed math class. Okay. Here's my regret. Throws in the fire.
It's a failed math test.
But it's him.
As he says that, you look over and Catan just takes out his notebook and puts it down and starts just writing and just going 1,000 and can you tell us anything else about your numbers?
Not everyone has to die. And you see his hand point out as like this flame that like you see like a regular hand slowly starts to become multiple hands, and each one is pointing to one of the party members. One hand points to Boral, to Leaf, Awen, Catan, Emmy, Philippa, and then one kind of like reaches out and points to the seer. Only these people have to die.
I move.
It moves with you. Everyone else, you're free to leave. You can walk away. And we'll spare you. For now. You can live another day.
I'm going to cut him off.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast silence on him. Or like in that area. Because I think it's an area effect, right?
Yeah, it is.
Silence.
It's like a sphere.
Yeah. I'm going to cast silence around him.
Okay.
La 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 la. We're not listening.
So as soon as I cast silence, I'm going to turn around to everybody else. Everybody listen to me. This man, you cannot trust this man. He made the same deal with me not a day ago. You cannot trust this man. I know that what I said before goes against everything you believe in. Listen to me now. We are all here to fight with you. If you take this deal from him, you will not survive. That is a fact. Whether in spirit or in body, you will not survive. And then I'm going to dissipate the silence spell.
If
The whole time he's been talking.
No, he was just sitting there. You see the arms cross as like he kind of like checks his watch and like just kind of stares. It's like, are you done now? Is that it?
Silence.
I mean, you could. You absolutely could. You got a lot of those.
You can see it. You can't hear him, but he is chuckling. You can see his torso kind of like moving. Yeah, his shoulders kind of shuddering a little bit.
Shoulder shimmy.
And he just walks closer to the center of the room and just like walks out of the sphere. That was good. That was good, Boral. I'm sure that captivated everyone. Doesn't change the fact that either way, my deal's really just it's the only deal.
Let me just stop right there. Do you have any idea of who these people are? What these people stand for? Do you have any idea? Yeah, you don't. These people are prepared to die. And yeah, you're going to say, oh yeah, well they're gonna. Yeah, well they're gonna.
Are you concerned about an ant's life when you step on it?
Yeah, actually I am. In this case, I am. So you can just fuck off out of here because nobody's listening to you. You cannot offer us anything.
Well, can I get a perception check?
11.
That's good enough. You see one of the older giants walk out from like the kind of like the crowd that is encircling Kerrigan at this point. And they step forward and like push their two children in front of them. And she makes eye contact with you. And then the second you make eye contact, she immediately looks down and says,
I want to leave.
and she walks to Kerrigan. And you can see him just looking around, and you notice a few more starting to step forward. None of them are hardened warriors. You hear like whispers of like,
What are you doing? What? Stop. No.
and 3 more step forward. Most older, again, none that were of like hard battle hardened folk. And they stand next to Kerrigan, and he looks out again. He's like, well, I suppose you've made your choice. And you see him raise his hand, and he snaps as all the people that step towards him ignite in fire and burn. And he says, I'll see you all tonight. And the flame just goes, and all the fire shoots back to the candles, shoots back to the pyre as if nothing happened. And silence, as all you can hear and smell is the last few people crying out for help as people try to put the flames out, and nothing's happening.
So just to clarify, how many giants just got lit on
5.
fire? 5. Very well. And out of those 5, how many of them were children?
2.
Catan begins attempting to put out the fire on whichever child is closest to him.
Okay, give me a medicine check. Or
Yeah, I'm casting control
Medicine
flame.
check?
Yeah, same
Like
here.
all the
I
control
was gonna
flame.
tell you to do it, but I'm
Yeah.
like,
I was just waiting for you to finish.
Yep, I was
run
like,
up there
I'm sure you
behind
people know that to. Catan roll a fucking 1.
Oh, no.
He throws oil on me.
yeah, he's like,
Yeah, he
it's
thinks
the
he's
thing
grabbing
where-
water.
Yeah,
and
here,
pours
this
it-
alcohol will work.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
Take 6 points of damage as the fire just, it feels like it goes into your gloves, and your hands start to like sear.
You take 6 points of damage.
Okay, I'm going to run up and try to control flames.
Somebody help
as much
me.
as I can.
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana.
Subnote, if I
Wait, do I need to too?
Mhm.
if I determine that any one of these people is on death's door, I lay on hands them.
16.
16.
Mhm.
What'd you roll?
14.
14. Okay, so you go to control flames,
Mm-hmm.
and you, like, for a second, you're like, it's almost out. You can feel like you're about to snuff it, and then it just snaps away, and the magic like weave that you were connected with this flame just breaks.
I'm gonna try a dispel magic.
Hurry, I can't stop it.
What level are you casting it at?
5.
5. Okay. And yes, you are
Still-
rolling. Yeah.
Is it still Arcana? What do I?
Mhm.
Okay, that would be a 26.
You go over and you try to dispel magic, and you start to get the flame away. But as you dissipate one, that fire from the other person leaps back over to that person, and it reignites. And at this point, there, Catan, you said, and if anyone starts to,
if anyone's like starts to stop moving,
yeah, they're pretty much all of them right now. It's like hot fire. It's like blue flame. Yeah,
that makes it hot.
Yeah, that makes it real hot.
Catan focuses his efforts on the children.
Okay. What are you healing them with?
Lay on hands.
Lay on hands.
I will happily touch them despite their heat.
Okay.
They were next to one another when this happened. So I suspect
so
I
how
can
many,
get
how
one
many
hand.
points are you pouring into them? We'll have to decide that.
Sure. I have a total pool of 55. I dump 20 into each.
20 into each. Okay. As you're pouring your divine healing into these two children, you notice just as fast as you're healing them, they're burning almost a little bit quicker.
Is there a source of water nearby?
There's like water basins. Yeah.
Is there a water basin that you could get a giant into? A child giant?
Yeah, there is.
How much do these children weigh?
Child children?
Giant children weigh. I haven't even started drinking yet
Are you
today.
going to try to lift both of them at once? Just give me an athletics check. I'm not going to sit here and figure out how much they weigh.
Sure. Can I do both?
We'll find out.
7 plus 8, so 15.
You can pick one up and you can kind of drag one behind you. You're not going to be able to like lift. You can't lift them both up at the same time, but you can move them both simultaneously.
Okay. I drag them both to the nearest water basin and dump them into it.
Okay. I'm going to need you to take, that was 7, that's 6. And then you touched him earlier.
I mean, I'm carrying one of them, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm not just touching him. He's on me.
6, 7 plus 6 again. Whatever that is.
6, 7 plus 6, 12,
So 12
plus 7.
Yeah, so 19.
19.
Yeah, so take 19 points of damage. And you dump the first one into the barrel, and you can still see the fire around him, but you do notice that it is slowing. It's not eradicating the fire. It's not stopping it, but it is definitely slowing it down.
What are the other giants doing?
Most of them are like running around. They're doing the same thing essentially Katana is doing. They're trying to throw water on them. They're trying to like put clothes, but as they put like a rug on top of them, the rug just lights on fire.
What's the Jarl doing?
He's watching.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I think that's what Awen would do. I think seeing the first efforts of the team essentially be fruitless, I think he would immediately accept like there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do. And I think I stand next to the Jarl and just having accepted that, and I think feeling that he has too, we just whether it be in shock or horror or whatever, all the different emotions there, I think just that acceptance of this has happened and there's nothing we can do about it has just sort of set in for Awen.
And after a few minutes, the Jarl walks over to the people that are trying to stop, and he just puts a hand on their shoulder and
Enough. It's over.
It's not over.
No, we can stop this.
No, you can't.
As I'm slowly waterboarding this burning
He's like
children.
dunking children in there. I'm just going to keep controlling flames. I'm not going to stop.
Awen would walk over because I assume he would do this to the giants.
yeah,
doing that.
he was topping the giants.
Yeah, I would walk over to my group and kneel down and just say, they're gone.
No, we can stop the fire. We have to stop this.
They're gone.
They can't do this.
There's nothing we can do. They are gone.
I'm not stopping.
And I'm just going to keep going.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just ignoring it.
The more and more you throw at it, it seems like the more fruitless it is every single time, and I think it would be more so because of like your hopelessness is starting to like affect your ability to like cast spells at this point. And I feel like you see some of the giants, just tears streaming in their eyes, as it's the same kind of scene with the giants. As one of the giants is still like running over to the water basin and scooping it out and like pouring it back and like won't stop. And you can Ilvig walks over to the giant and just like picks him up and just suplexes him down to the ground.
Is Leaf, you're I assume almost like hysterically sort of casting at
I'm
this
not going
point.
to stop. I'm going to do it. I'm going to save them.
I'm gonna
Just throwing it over and over.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna stand and walk behind you and put my arms around you from behind and lift you up. It's almost to restrain you.
Mm-hmm.
And that way your ear is right next to my face, and I can just say, you need to let them go.
I can't.
You have to let them go.
Save him. Please let me keep going.
There's
please.
no saving them. Leaf, listen to me. They're gone.
I hate this. And I'm going to try to push back into you and try to get away.
Have you stopped
Yes.
casting though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would let you go.
I'm going to run.
Yeah, and you kind of run off into the air, like just around. Are you staying in the long hall? Or are you running?
Yeah,
out?
I'm just going to kind of find a spot to be alone and just huddle up and start crying to myself.
Catan doesn't stop. He has both of these children underwater.
Yeah.
He shouts for
Give me a medicine check.
okay. As he does this, he shouts for Philippa and Emmy. He says, "Philippa, Emmy, you want to help? You want to make your powers useful? I need you now."
Both of them, yeah.
That's a nat 20.
That's not funny. Both of them are almost stunned. Emmy responds. Philippa is just like, you could see the fire of like the dead bodies in her eyes, and she is just like succumbed. She is frozen.
Yeah, she is.
Oh no, it happened already.
He said it.
Fucking cheese guy.
I think I would look over when Catan yells at the two and seeing Emmy hop into action and seeing Philippa not. I would quickly go over to Philippa and turn her towards Leaf.
Okay.
And sort of usher her that direction.
Okay. Yeah. She is,
because I don't want her just staring at this horrific scene.
Yeah. She's very much like almost ragdolling. Like you push her, there's no resistance. It's just numb.
And I'm going to get Leaf's attention and say, why don't you help here with Philippa? Just to try to get her also her mind off of it.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what I mean? To have them both focus on each other.
Okay. Come here, Philippa.
Yes. She needs help.
Okay.
And then I'm going to walk back towards the...
Okay. Emmy runs over to you, Catan. She's like, what do I do?
I point at I actually have them like in the water.
Yeah.
And I tell her while holding them in the water, my hands are in the water, and I look at her and I just go, freeze it
and
solidify it now.
She does that. She puts her hands into the water, and you can see like her like back arch, and like you can see a pain like just go across her face. She's wincing as you can see start a very slow like.
I imagine the water's like boiling probably.
Oh
right?
yeah, no, it's hot. You can see that's why when she put her hand in it, like it's painful for her, and you can slowly see the ice like taking over until after a few seconds of like hearing just these kids gargling underwater, it just freezes over, and she pulls her hands off, and you can see she just has blisters all over her hands as she just like cradles her hands and then like takes a few steps back and then just like almost tripping, falling over and like landing on her ass and just staring at the water basin.
What am I looking at?
You were looking at a kid ice cube.
Okay. Were they in the same basin?
We can say yeah.
Sure. I imagine two giant-sized children in a basin of ice is not something I could pick up alone.
No.
Okay. Are the flames out?
Yes. It does seem like it stopped it.
Okay. Children aren't moving, obviously. They're frozen solid.
Yes. No, they are going like, yo, dude.
Yeah.
Super chill.
So I look at Emmy and I go, you've done an excellent job. And I look at the nearest giant.
Yeah.
And I just go, I need you to get them out of here.
And they kind of like most of the people, like Philippa, were just frozen solid. They did not know what to do or how to react. And one of them like snaps to and
Yes.
and grabs it and she's like,
Where?
Hammer, chisel, break it, shatter it.
And he just like drops it. And as it crashes around, you see two kids just kind of like slump as like the ice almost starts to melt. As you can see, Emmy kind of like lost her concentration of it. There is no fire though.
Are they dead?
We can use your medicine check that you made because that was what it was going to be for. Yeah, they're dead.
I use Revivify.
Oh, okay. Do you want to tell the folks what that?
Sure.
I mean,
This is the first time I've had the chance to do it.
Yeah.
So I got two dead kids in front of me, and they got burned to death. And I'm hoping that by dumping them in the water and then freezing it, I was able to protect their body from being completely charred to a crisp. and having some amount of physical
Yeah, they're not just completely
presence left,
Yeah.
not just like a charred skeleton or something. Revivify. You touch a creature that has died within the last minute. The creature returns to life with 1 hit point. The spell cannot return to life a creature that has died of old age, nor can it restore any missing body parts.
burn. Okay.
It's trying to keep them from burning to pieces.
Yeah,
Because I had a feeling that you weren't going to let me just be like, there, I put him out.
Yeah. What gave you that idea?
Yeah, the fact that it wasn't working. It's kind of gruesome. Like they're pretty charred up,
Oh yeah.
and I actually like have to like reach like in them a little bit and like grab like their ribs like inside of them with both hands. And it takes a few seconds of getting this going. And what you see from Catan is he gets the light that he normally gets from a lay on hands.
Yeah.
But instead of it being the warm, cool glow that it normally is, that's almost like pleasant, like being in like a ray of sunshine when you're like, ooh, this is more like a concentrated burst, like an almost like a radiant explosion that's being delivered into them through one hand and into the other. I'm zapping them. I'm giving them. I'm defibbing them only with radiant energy because I'm a paladin of light, and I rolled a nat 20 on a medicine check. So, and as I do this,
Cocky,
So I tell you what happens.
Yeah.
So I'm the DM now. Well, there you
and
go.
so I
That's how it
attempt
is.
to restart. Well, this is how I've always imagined that because we haven't done this yet. I kind of imagine the process of like revivify. You're not creating a new body. You are just bringing someone back.
Yeah, like
You're
it's-
not fixing them.
Like a
you're
defibrillator.
just
Yeah, you're just
starting them
pumping
again.
them, yeah.
Whatever happens, still there. And as I do this, I essentially like dump this energy into them. And as that happens, my whole body tenses and arches, and so does theirs. And I have to like hold them down as I do it. And then if the spell works, they come back to life.
Yeah, you pull your hands out
And as I pull my hands out, I use a couple points of lay on hands to heal the holes.
that you, yeah.
I literally was holding on to their like internals.
I'm sorry.
They're
they're
goody
what?
worms.
Their ribs.
Internals.
Their parts.
Yeah, they're the innards.
It was not pretty. This was
Yeah.
like battlefield medicine.
Yeah, you pull like your greaves out, just completely bloodied as you kind of like heal the wounds as you come out, and you don't see anything for what seems like hours to you, and then all you hear is a and you see some water like shoot out of their mouth.
I turn and do the exact same thing to the other one.
And same kind of
I got a minute,
situation.
so
Yeah,
I
same,
gotta
same
do it
kind of
quick.
situation. For people onlooking, it might have been like 3 seconds of like time that you just shoved your hand into it, grabbing. I would almost assume like you're grabbing their heart,
Practically.
and just divinity.
I'm grabbing 2 points between it.
Yeah,
So I can like basically pass energy through it.
Yeah,
I'm concentrating all healing directly into like vital points.
yeah. So you do
Kill
that
zones.
to the first one, and then within like 3 seconds are already doing it to the other one. As it's almost looks like you've done this before, or at least practiced, because it's like you're doing it with like surgeon.
I've been taught how to do this. I've never actually had to do it.
Yeah,
And so at the moment, it's all just like adrenaline of like, you do this, then you do this, then you do this, then you do this. And then you stop and stare at what you did and go, did that work?
and yeah, the second one, you see a little bit of water spittle out of their mouth as they're coughing, and they're not like conscious, but they're breathing.
And as for the lay on hands, I 5 and 5 it. 5 for each child and 5 for Emmy's burned up hands.
Okay, yeah,
'Cause I'm not an ass. Great job.
yeah. When you walk over and like, how would you lay on hands her? Would you like grab her hands, or you just like?
I don't have to touch the actual wound.
Yeah.
So she and I, like, that was a intense situation. So from what previously happened in the previous episode, our awkwardness wasn't there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of adrenaline and panic right now. So I just walk over to her and I put my hand on her shoulder and I use the 5 points to heal her hands. And I tell her, like, You did amazing. Thank you.
She doesn't look up at you at all. She's still staring at the basin and just says, "Are they alive?"
I think so. For now. And I go back to him.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how long.
Before you leave, she's like, "I'm going to go outside." And she just stands up and walks outside of the long hall.
That's fine.
And the others are, at this point, just piles of ash with fire almost still burning somehow on these little piles. And you just see everyone kind of staring at it.
Hey everyone, it's me, your favorite player, Matt. I said that like Mario. It's me, your favorite player, Matt. Here we go to the middle break. So because we're adding so much stuff to these middle breaks now, since we have so much more stuff going on, I'm going to try a new style to just kind of get in, get out a little bit quicker, get you back into the story a little faster, okay? I know everyone stopped cheering whenever you're listening to this. I get it, okay? I can be long-winded sometimes, but here we go. We're going to try a new style, just cut it down. First, as we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, we are trying to get to 200 reviews on Apple Podcasts. And if we achieve this goal, we have some extra content that we will release for all of your listening enjoyment. It is a backstory starring Awen, plus all the other players are playing different characters the entire time too. So yeah, you're going to want to listen to that. This week, we want to thank Alex759 for their review. They wrote, "I usually don't listen to podcasts, but this is hilarious and sweet. I love each character, and it's amazing how funny everyone is. Plus, the DM is thorough and makes sure everyone has fun, including the listeners." Alex759, thank you so much for that review. Because of you, we are one step closer to that 200. So if you want to hear that bonus content, do what Alex759 did and go leave a review on our Apple Podcast page. Another way you can help is by rating, subscribing, and reviewing to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts from. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. If you're listening on a podcatcher, we are probably on it. And also keep up with everything New Crits by following all our social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter at New Crits. You can find us on Instagram at New Crits on the Block. You can find us on Facebook at New Crits on the Block. Other than leaving a review, the best thing you can do is to share our content with your friends. Tag us in an Instagram story, retweet us on Twitter. Anything you can do to help share our content helps us grow, and that's what we need so much right now, and we appreciate it every single time you do it. We also have a new merch of the month in our merch store. We still have all of our old designs as well, and every month we're going to try to add a new item and new design for all of you to keep up with. So even if the ones that we've put out aren't quite your style, there'll be one coming up soon that we think you're going to like, okay? So always check back there. We got a new one this month. Go check it out. And lastly, as always, we want to have you be a part of our Discord family. We're growing every single day. It's a great place to just hang out, talk to the fans, talk to the cast, share some ideas, share some pieces of art that you've been working on, talk D&D, talk DMing. It's just a really great safe space for any walks of life to be a part of. We welcome all. We're inclusive to all. We'd love for you to be a part of that, so please join up. Now, where can you find any of the things I just talked about? Well, we made it all in one convenient place, and that is our link tree. linktr.ee/newcritsontheblock will get you to our hub, so where you can pretty much access anything we talked about and then some. linktr.ee/newcritsontheblock will get you there and get you where you want to go. All right, what'd you think of the new style, huh? A little more succinct, maybe, possibly? That's what I'm trying. I'll be refining it as time goes on, okay? But for now, let's get you back into this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening this week. As you know, we will be back next week, next Monday. As soon as that clock strikes 12 o'clock on Pacific time, at least, new episodes roll out. Hope everybody's healthy. Hope everybody out there is staying safe. We love y'all, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
So I'm just sitting there staring at the ash, and then I'm going to, turn my head. I'm going to look at it was two kids, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to walk up to them, and they're awake, correct?
No, they're out. They're unconscious.
They're unconscious?
Yeah.
I'm just going to, is anybody with them?
There's a few giants. I think
The
Caton's
parent burned.
There's a few giants that
which
are
is
there,
unfortunate.
just like You can see some of them pulling out like little like leaves with like an ointment on it, like trying to spread it on their skin.
Well, as you know, as that happens, the one thing that Catan would have done, he would have cast his final level 3 spell, which is Aura of Vitality, which just creates a healing zone.
Okay.
So he's just there.
Do you want to read that for the listeners?
So that's just happening as you walk up. And it is blah, 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 blah.
You're a very zony guy.
Yeah.
Kill zones, life zones, I guess, in this case.
Healing zones, life zones, kill zones.
Truth zone.
This is the truth zone. This is the life zone. This is the death zone. Pick your zone.
Yeah,
You're a zony boy.
Healing energy radiates from you in an aura with a 30-foot radius until the spell ends. The aura moves with you, centered on you. You can use a bonus action to cause one of the creatures in the aura, including you, to regain 2d6 hit points. It lasts up to a minute. It requires concentration. And he is just focusing very heavily on these two children, essentially just dumping that extra energy back and forth into either one and just watching to see like if either one looks like they're losing stability, kind of focusing more on that one.
Okay.
This is very triage.
Yeah.
That's essentially, he looked at the situation and said, can't save 5, maybe 2 children, sheerly their size, maybe.
Yeah.
And he just went like, okay, 2's better than none. And that's what he's doing. So you walk up to that.
Yeah. And they're still out.
Yeah, they're still out.
So I'm going to walk up and I'm going to ask you, 'cause I don't know anything about giants.
Welcome to the club, man.
Like, I don't know.
Even the DM's
I don't know
like,
how much.
I don't know. I just keep making it up.
I don't know if what I'm going to do is going to help. Well, it's not going to hurt, but how much it's going to help.
See.
Just like punch him in the face.
But I'm going to walk up to whichever one looks, I guess, in the worst shape.
Okay. Yeah.
First, I'm going to cast Life Transference.
Oh. And what does this do?
You sacrifice some of your health to mend another creature's injuries. You take 4d8 necrotic damage, and one creature of your choice that you can see within range regains a number of hit points equal to twice the damage that I take.
It's like a magical blood transfusion. Essentially. Yeah.
And you know what's really awesome about this is that you're in my zone. So despite no, you're in my healing
It's
zone.
hurting you. It's healing you.
I'm not leaving it.
You are doubling your healing ability.
It's just how you say
and
it.
I'm just putting it back
In the
into
zone.
you.
Paladins are just zony boys.
Zony bunny.
Can I do want a commercial of like a riff off of AutoZone?
Yeah.
Get in the zone.
Get in the zone.
Paladin zone.
Catan zone.
Catan zone. I could totally make a shirt logo that's like a knockoff of AutoZone.
Get in the. Well, it could just say get in the zone.
Get in the zone.
Get in the
Yeah.
zone, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so you rolling damage for yourself?
Yes, I am.
I don't have to do. You guys are doing my job for me.
That would be, Jesus. That would be 8 damage to me and 16 points of health to one of them.
Okay. Yeah, you do. So one of the things, I don't know how you guys feel about this. I don't like the whole, I cast magic and all of their wounds are instantly gone and they're better and they're cheering. I like the idea of having like you're healed, but the scars remain.
That's why I aura vitality it afterwards. I was like, we're just gonna kind of bask in some radiant glow right now. So you need a warming blanket, basically.
Since these are just like common folk, 10 HP is all they really need to like get back to full health.
Well,
But with
the giants, I didn't know like
burns and stuff like that. As you sit there and you like reach your hand out and you just feel like your life force just leaving your body. As anyone that was like looking at him can see, like his face gets a little paler. He gets a little bit more gaunt. It kind of shrivels up a little bit as you see his life, just this like green energy just slowly go inside of this kid.
It's not amber.
Okay, that would be Amber. Yeah.
Yeah, the color of your energy.
Thank you, Ben. Yes. You're on top of it. I love you, buddy. Sorry, go ahead, Jake. No, it's green.
No, it's good.
Thank you for finishing it.
Finishing
I had to finish it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I don't even, honestly, I feel like I'm in the dark. I don't know what's happening right now.
It's a song.
You know that song by 311? Whoa, chambers of clear energy.
I almost said Incubus, but I know the difference.
It can't be worse than say Leo's in West Side Story, buddy.
Or thinking it is Romeo. Oh,
Wow.
Who dice dropped?
I dropped the whole darn thing, guys.
whole ding ding.
The whole ding dang thing.
by your left foot?
Your life force leaves and goes into this kid, and you can see as like the charred skin that they both have, the one that you're healing, you can see it start to like almost like rapidly go through its healing stage. You see it scab over, and then it starts to scar over in front of you. Within a few seconds, they just have massive scars across all of their body. I mean, I don't think there would be a spot left unscathed from that kind of burn. But you can definitely see that like that's essentially almost put them back to like just obviously besides the massive scars, they're healthy again. And I think you would be able to feel
just one of them.
Just one of them.
Right.
Yeah. You can, and I think you would feel that too, given that your like life force is like in them.
Yeah. Does the kid regain consciousness yet?
I honestly don't think there's going to be much spells that you can do without like
I
forcing
kind of
them
hope
awake.
they don't.
Yeah, I don't think they need to be
Right now,
I'm just wondering. No,
I'd like them to be.
just a
It's gonna be
question.
painful when they're
need
awake.
them to regain
No,
consciousness. I'm just asking.
They're still they're. I would think they
Please do not
would
reverse my
I'm gonna-
sedation.
Well, I'm gonna then
They're stable.
yeah, I'm gonna kind of like just rub that kid's head a little bit. I'm gonna go to the next one, do the same thing.
Okay.
That's a little better. That would be 28 points of healing, which I now know is overkill. But
Yeah.
that would be 14 points of damage to me.
I think in the sense of like how I'm thinking about it, it's you get them to full, but they would still like their skin would still be charred. Like they're healthy, but like their body is just very not stable. Like it's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Well, that's why Catan threw up that aura.
Yeah.
Because with that nat 20 on a medicine check, like even if you don't burn to death, you die afterwards just from loss of heat and a bunch of other factors. So he's just like, we're just going to go ahead and just give you this nice, slow regeneration thing going on to the best of his ability.
A good burn.
A good burn.
Yeah.
A healing burn. Put you in a rotisserie and just kind of turn them around. And
Get in the healing burn zone.
yeah.
Yes.
And then after that, I'm just gonna stare at the kid. I'm gonna stand up. Obviously, I've just taken 22 points of damage, so I'm feeling it.
Little
Yeah.
woozy.
And then as I'm staring at the kids, I'm gonna talk to Catan. I'm gonna say, "You got him. You gonna be here for a while?"
I'm not going anywhere. Thank you. Thank you very much. You should also remain here for a minute.
I'm just gonna stare for a little bit. And I'm gonna say, "So fucking pointless," and then I'm going to walk out of the hall.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
That would be a 13.
13. You turn to like go walk away and take 2 steps as your legs just buckle underneath you and you just fall flat on your face.
Works for me. Still in the zone.
I mean, I told him not to leave.
This is why they make you sit down during the procedure.
Yeah, you didn't have a cookie. You didn't have orange juice after you gave the transfusion.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
I understand.
I think you're still up. You're still conscious.
As this happens, Catan, as he's doing this, he takes his shield off his back and he reaches over and he lifts up Boral's legs and he slides it underneath to hit his legs.
I'm gonna kick
and he
it
just
off.
goes back to what he's doing.
I'm not in the mood. I kind of want to like be in the pain. Like, so I'm gonna try to stumble back up.
Yeah.
And keep trying to walk out.
Yeah.
So if I need to keep rolling Constitution.
No, I'm not.
saving
If
throws, I
that's
will,
what you're doing, I'm not going to keep forcing you to do it. I'm going to take 9 points of damage, and this is going to be like you just like willing yourself up, and like your body, every single inch of you is just screaming, just is in pure agony. Every step you take feels like someone is just taking knives and just stabbing it in every single joint every piece of your skin is just on edge as you, I don't know where you're going, but as you walk off.
Yeah, I'm just going to limp out.
When you can see Grator's just like at a loss. Like he wasn't prepared for this at all, does not know how to go from here. And you can kind of see him just sit down on one of the benches and just start drinking.
Are you all right?
They don't know what hell they just unleashed on themselves.
What? What do you mean?
I am going to rip off every single one of their heads and mount them on my walls for years to come so that no one will ever do this again.
Maybe you should say that to everyone right now. Might be a good idea.
He looks to you, and this is the first time you've ever seen like any emotion outside of just like hardened battle. Tears are just pouring down his face. And
okay, maybe all right. Maybe not. Maybe collect yourself for a moment there, big man.
And he looks back and he just stares into his empty tankard.
And Awen is going to walk over to where the unsaved bodies are, which are now just ash, I think you said. And he'll kind of stand in front of them and he'll look around the room of everybody else sort of looking wherever.
Yeah.
And just go,
and everyone slowly like turns their head and looks up to you.
Oh God. And I'm going to take the insignia out of my pocket that the Jarl gave me, and I'm going to, I guess, fasten it. Awen does wear a necklace with the insignia of his people, but it's always kept underneath. And I think he's going to take that out and make a little makeshift way to put that on there as well. And I'm going to take one more look at the Jarl of him just pretty much out of commission at this moment.
Yeah, his back is still to you.
Yeah. And Awen's going to take a deep breath. This is what we are up against. Do you all understand? As he looks to all the other giants in the room.
It's silent. They like, some of them like look to one another, seeing that you have the Jarl symbol on your chest, and you can kind of hear like whispering, like murmurs about that. But other than it, no one like actually responds to you. But they're all eyes are on you.
You see what their fate was, even with a choice. They chose not to fight. And yet, this was their end. Boral earlier mentioned that whether you fight or flee, this would be your ultimate demise. And while given a choice, most of you held fast. And if this is to be your fate, if this is to be our fates, I say we meet them head on. And I say that we meet this fate on our terms. And he's going to puff up his chest a little bit more and look into as many eyes as he can.
You look over to Elvig as she kind of let go of one of the person that she just body slammed into the ground. And you see her walk over to where all of like the weapons are like stored next to the door. And she grabs an axe and she grabs the shield and walks up next to you as you can slowly just hear her starting to pound on her shield over and over again.
And I think that instills Awen with a little bit more confidence. And he's going to look back down on the piles again and point and say, let their deaths not be in vain. Let them fuel you for the fight to come. Let their memory push you forward when times get tough. When the battle looks lost, think on them and let them push you through the day. Because that is all we have of them now, is the memory. But that can be a very powerful tool in battle.
And the Jarl sits up, face just red, his tears still coming down his face as he stands beside you, raises his greatsword up above his head.
Skull!
And all of them put their hands up, and all of them, in a big chorus, all just scream out Skull. And it's all you can hear.
And as it sort of quiets down, you'll see a smirk go across Awen's face, and he'll say, if they want us to go out in the blaze, let's show them the brightest blaze they have ever seen in their lives.
Insert boom noise. Matt, I need a boom noise.
Cue boom.
Here. Yeah,
I need a boom here.
need a
What
boom.
kind of a boom?
Like a fire exploding.
Okay.
Like a
Yeah, like that.
Ooh, so an
If you could
explosion.
if you could put that over my...
Yeah.
Is it a boom outside or a boom inside?
I hope
You're gonna-
outside.
You're
Well, that's
gonna
gonna dictate how it sounds.
You'll find out.